Although not notoriously hard, and definitely not the hardest video game franchise out there, Pokemon games can still be quite difficult, such as some boss battles, or a gym leader who's got a pretty powerful team. So today, I'll be going over the hardest Pokemon battles from the games. However, this is all my own opinion, and comes from my personal experience. As I've not played all the Pokemon games, there may be some battles from the same region, or even from the same games. And of course, this is also all based on my team and the type matchups. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you think that you've also had a pretty hard battle, leave in the comments so I can see. If you have any suggestions for a future video, leave it in a comment. Just a note, these are not in any particular order. Now, let's begin. The first battle in this list comes from ORAS. For me, the battle against Norman was particularly grueling. I'd crushed the previous gym leaders, so I expected Norman to be pretty easy. I did not expect him to have 2 slackings, and the second slacking to completely obliterate my team, mainly because of Retaliate. I knocked out his Vigoroth with 1 hit, and I saved my Beautifly, which had Giga Drain, to take it down, and recover health at the same time. But since Retaliate's damage was doubled, it easily knocked out my Beautifly. And then by using Chip Away, it knocked out my Masquerain, my Mightyena, and my Swallow, and even my newly caught Electrike, which I was so desperate that I sent it into battle. I was down to my last Pokemon, which is my Marshtomp. I spammed Mud Bomb to reduce its accuracy, but surprisingly, it never missed anything, and this battle still really came down to the wire. It was finally defeated after a Rock Slide made it flinch. I quickly followed up with a Water Gun and finally defeated the lazy Pokemon. Although I never actually lost to Norman, he still crushed most of my team, which earned him a spot in this video. Next up is a battle that comes from Pokemon Sun, and it was the battle against Lusamine in Ultra Space. Her team had the same aura as Nihilego, and was the same level as my team. Her Clefable was particularly annoying. It +1 special defense and is spamming Cosmic Power to raise its defenses even more. Since my Gengar Sludge Bomb was doing nothing, and despite being super effective, I switched out to my Klefki to try and Toxic Stall. However, I then realized that poison damage wouldn't affect it, seeing its ability as Magic Guard. So then I tried to whittle down its health by using Play Rough and Foul Play respectively. Then it switched from using that, and then used Moonlight. So I prepared for this, and I used Heal Block. And then I eventually thought that I would just whittle it down its health, and then it would finally lose. That was not the case. It used Metronome, which turned into a Fire Blast, which destroyed my Klefki. So to switch my Gengar back in, and finally took it out with a Shadow Ball. The next battle on this list is another one from Pokemon Sun and Moon, and is the champion battle against Kukui. His Lycanroc wasn't particularly hard, but its Stealth Rock made a lot of trouble for my Incineroar and my Toucannon. His Snorlax was pretty bulky and managed to knock out my Toucannon, but it was taken out by my Solgaleo. The rest of the battle was normal, and I lost a few Pokemon along the way, including my Incineroar. Except for his Primarina. His Primarina was a nightmare. I specially reserved my Togedemaru for that battle, and kept it out of previous skirmishes. And since I'd used my Z move on his Snorlax, I could not use the Electrium Z, so I settled for a few Zing Zaps. However, it nearly knocked out my Togedemaru with a single Sparkling Aria. I was really surprised that it actually managed to do that, since my Togedemaru was actually pretty powerful. I decided to try and bait it by using Spiky Shield, but then Kukui chose to use Waterium Z, which broke through Spiky Shield and knocked out my Togedemaru. I then tried to Toxic Stall with my Klefki, but Toxic missed, and Sparkling Aria knocked out Klefki. At this point, I was getting really desperate. I sent in my Gengar and took a huge hit from Moonblast, but then finally, after a few Sludge Bombs, it went down. The next battle comes from quite a recent game, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, and it was the Totem Lurantis battle. In Pokemon Sun, I easily took out Totem Lurantis, so I thought I could do the same. I sent in my Charmeleon first, and tried to use the Fire MZ immediately, because I wanted my Charmeleon to grow some levels. However, it only took down Lurantis by a quarter of its health. Totem Lurantis then used Synthesis, which healed it back all the way up to full health. It then called in a Comfey, who started spamming Flower Shield, so Totem Lurantis eventually had +6 defense. And I knocked out my Charmeleon with a single Solar Blade. I next sent out my Torracat and tried to use Fire Fang, but the Fire Fang couldn't really do much since it had +6 defense, and after 2 Solar Blades, Torracat went down. I sent out my Trevenant and tried to go for Shadow Claw, but obviously, Trevenant being extremely slow, the Totem Lurantis outsped his X-Scissor, which took out my Trevenant. My other 2 Pokemon, Wartortle and Drillbur, were really low level, so I couldn't really put them into battle like that. So I had to send my last Pokemon, which could battle, Frogadier. After a lot of Super Potions and Water Pulses, the Totem Lurantis finally fell. And to this day, I do not like Comfey. So during that battle, I happily took it out. The final battle on this list was the battle against Ultra Necrozma. You may have seen this one coming. I've seen many YouTubers and friends get utterly destroyed by Ultra Necrozma, and still I underestimated its power. I knew the moveset by heart: Photon Geyser, Dragon Pulse, Power Gem, and Smart Strike. So first I sent out my Incineroar. My original plan was to survive a Power Gem and use the Incendium Z and take it out. It didn't work. It took out my Incineroar easily, with 1 hit, and the rest of my team got knocked out. Only my Greninja survived a Dragon Pulse, and it did that with only 2 HP left. Despite this, it fell to a powerful Dragon Pulse, and the only damage I could get in it was a Quick Attack. And as of recording this video, I have not beaten Ultra Necrozma. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, subscribe and leave a like. And as I said earlier, leave a comment if you think there's a battle which I would find pretty interesting. Have a great day, and if you're a Pokemon fan, train on.